안녕하세요, Limpeh 씨. Singapore 남자입니다. 네, 안녕하세요, 여러분들. It's a beautiful, beautiful spring day here. This weekend, just hanging out in Sinchon, where there's a ton of street food, good shopping, and where all the young and fun happens here in Seoul, right? Sinchon, Hongdae, Ide. These places are where all the young and fun happens, right? Not Gangnam, not Gangnam. A lot of people has been misled by that Oppa Gangnam style thing. Okay. Lots of nice street food, lots of young people, and lots of shopping. That's what Sinchon is all about. So this is Sinchon. Take a look. Looks like Hongdae, yeah? So I've been to Korea for like almost 3 years, and I met a lot of Koreans, and every time I meet a new Korean person, the first question they always ask me is 한국에 왜 왔어요? Why do you come to Korea? And I always say 뭐 그냥 그 세계적으로 그 사계절에 있는 아시아 도시 중에서 그 오염고 없고 찌진도 없는 나라 한국밖에 없잖아요. 그래서 이 아름다운 나라에서 오래오래 살고 싶어서 왔어요. So basically, what I said was like, because I think Korea, Seoul, is the most beautiful Asian city in the world because it has 4 clear seasons but no pollution and no earthquake. And then and because of that, I want to come here to live forever. And you know what? Every time I say that, whoever the Korean person listening to this will go like, okay, we really don't think that way. You know, you'll be surprised. Like almost 90% of those of the people that have ever come in contact with gave me that same reaction. And the 10% who didn't give me the reaction are usually old folks, right? Those people in their 60s, 70s. They don't give me the reaction. Almost 100% of the younger folks that I've ever come in contact with gave me that very same reaction. Like, seriously, you know. So, yeah. So while a lot of us foreigners, including Singaporeans, Malaysians, Southeast Asians, you know, we really like Korea, but Koreans themselves don't really feel. The young people, the young Koreans, don't really feel the way that we feel. And why is that so? And so right after I say that, you know, some common questions will be like, oh, what about the weather? Don't you think it's too cold? And I was like, wow, that's the whole point. You know, like for Southeast Asians like us, we've never seen snow, and in Seoul, this place is like guaranteed snow every year. This is like amazing. This is what a lot of us came here for, right? It's like, wow, but no, we think it's too cold, it's inconvenient. Yes, in fact, you know, like this is something very interesting. Like a lot of us foreigners who have never experienced snow, we love Korea partly also because of the snow, because it snows every year here for sure. And we think it's beautiful, and you know, we love to make snowmen and stuff. But you know, check out my other video. Actually, Koreans themselves a lot of Koreans, okay, don't really like the winter because it's too cold. They think it's too cold, it's inconvenient. The snow itself is inconvenient in many ways. So this is one thing, like, you know, it's different from a lot of us foreigners. Okay, this is a very lovely cafe out here, right in Sinchon. So let's take a look. Sorry, position. I just have a little coffee. Yep. And so a lot of Koreans tell me they like Singapore because it's never cold. It's summer every single day. So like, what? You like that every day? Yeah. That's why, not surprisingly, Singapore is actually right now the second largest foreign domicile of Koreans in the world. Okay, second largest overseas domicile city of Koreans in the world. First being Beijing, right? And then many of the young Koreans, right, will go on to tell me that, you know, wow, we hope to go overseas one day. I want to live overseas one day. I want to go to and live in this country or that country one day. I want to get out of Korea one day. Then I'll get really curious. I say, why? And that's when they tell me this thing called Hell Joseon. Like they actually call Korean. Joseon is the old name for Korea. They actually call this country, the young folks, the Hell Joseon, which is Hell Korea. They say it's so freaking hard to live a life here. It's so hard to 먹고 살기 너무 힘들어. Which is survival is very, very tough in Korea. That's when I said, oh, okay. I don't feel it because I don't work. Okay, I don't have to work here. But from what they tell me is this, like, first of all, finding, like, working in Korea has changed a lot since their father's generation. Their father's generation, when you get yourself into one of those taekiop, which is like big companies like Samsung, LG, all these things, you're promised like a career for life all the way to retirement, and then your retirement will be taken care of. It's like a lifelong career kind of thing. But since this generation, it has been abolished. There's no more such thing as taking care of you all the way to your job, you know. So the new generation Koreans are now forced to learn how to survive for their own and plan for their own retirement, which is very hard, you know, because right now here in Korea, like, we're talking about thousands of people or even tens of thousands of candidates vying for one job in Samsung or one job in LG. The competition is very, very tough, and everybody, like, even those in the top universities find it very hard to get a job here because there's so many graduates from those top universities every year, right? Let alone those from lesser universities. So they are feeling a lot of pressure. The young people are feeling a lot of pressure from having to twitch it, which is to look for a job. Looking for a job is very hard. So then you might ask me, like, as if you're Singaporean, particularly if you're Singaporean or American, like, we do a lot of freelance work, and we are very entrepreneurial. So even as a young person, we will try to set our own business, be it even a simple online business, or even do our own freelance. There's no pressure to having. You don't need a job. Like I always tell people, you don't need a job to make money in today's economy, right? So particularly Singaporeans, Americans, we know this very well, and a lot of Singaporean young folks, like, instead of getting a job, they're making money from online means like internet marketing or even freelancing and all sorts of stuff, right? But that culture is not prevalent here in Korea. Now, in Korea, I have some old folks tell me this thing. Even if you can make a ton of money from freelancing, to us you are still a nothing. You have no title. You are nothing in this society. And this kind of thinking, I realize, it's prevalent even in the young folks, maybe because the old folks expect this of them, or that it passes on that kind of thinking to the young folks, that I need to get a respectable job, I need to have a respectable job title. It's more than just the money, because some of these jobs don't really pay you as much as you could make by freelancing. Actually, they pay very little and make you work so hard. And that's the next thing. Like, the working culture here in Korea is one thing that puts a lot of young Koreans off. Like, why should they be expected to work overtime every single day? Why should they be expected to stay back in their company simply because their superior refused to go home? Very inefficient use of time in the companies. And this is what a lot of youngsters hate about working culture in Korea. So we're talking about the youngsters not liking having to compete. So we are talking about the young people having very stiff competition trying to find a job. And even if you land a job, you're not making a fabulous amount of money, but you're really treated like a slave, and you are put to work over very ridiculously long hours, and in a very unproductive way that makes you feel like you're wasting your life away. And this is what a lot of young Koreans, they tell me they hate about. This is one of the main things they hate about Korea, and one of the main things they want to leave Korea to work in other countries for. And then next in line, some lesser reasons. These are lesser reasons because these are not reasons enough for you to want to leave your country. But a lot of young Koreans, they think that Korea is a nation with no individuality and no creativity. The nation that created Samsung, well known for. But okay, I wouldn't say Samsung is well known for creativity either. But they think this is a society that doesn't reward individualism or creativity. In fact, this is a society that punishes individualism or creativity. And that is why when you walk down the streets in Korea, you see everybody dressed the same way, thinking the same way, talking almost the same way, looking the same way, having this. In fact, with plastic surgery, a lot of girls now spot the exact same look, right? So a lot of Korean girls, particularly, they really hate this, because like the newer generation Korean girls, why should I do this to myself just to be able to land a job, just to be approved by society, just to look beautiful in the eyes of society? Right now, a lot of young people are awakening to this, and so they find this very distasteful, and this is also one of the reasons why they really want to leave Korea, and one of the reasons why they think this place is hell, because you cannot express yourself. You cannot dress in a different way, look a different way, make up in a different way, and then people look at you and say, hey, why are you doing this? You get a lot of criticism from society over the things that you want to do for yourself. That's why this is again a lot of young people tell me this is one of the very one of the reasons why they would like. This is one of the reasons why they would like to leave Korea, or like they don't really like Korea about. And like a lot of us foreigners, we like K-pop, we like K-dramas, right? And do you know what? All these most Korean young people, I'm not talking about the really young ones. I'm not talking about the middle schoolers, right? Or the high schoolers. Those middle schoolers and high schoolers love K-pop, right? But those young Korean adults, none of them that I know watches Korean drama nor follow K-pop. To them, it's fake. It doesn't tell the real truth about their society. The fashion, the look on those things are all fake. Nobody dressed like that, behave like that on the streets. To them, it's all fake. That's why the Korean, while we foreigners really like Korean dramas and K-pop, and because of Korean dramas and K-pop, a lot of us actually choose to be here. But to the young Koreans, these are mainly uninteresting. It's fake. It's pointless watching them, and they don't actually like it. To them it's it's not even interesting. So it's kind of surprising, but this is not one thing it's not that they don't like it, but to them it's just adds on to that fakeness, that overemphasis on appearance that is already so prevalent in society, which they hate. Because that leads on to a lot of unfair competition. Talking about unfair competition, a lot of Korean girls, they tell me what they hate about Korea is there is still a very strong bias against female in the workspace. That's why they don't like. That's one of the things they don't like about Korea, because females get lesser pay, they get much lower promotion chance. Superiors will mostly promote guys and not ladies and not females. And you just earn lesser than your male counterparts. You can work harder, but you get lesser opportunities and lesser recognition overall. This is what a lot of Korean working ladies tell me that they hate about Korea, and they want to go work overseas because of this reason as well. So overall, but the old folks are very different from the young. Old folks, I would say in their 60s and above, they are very different in thinking in this aspect, that they really love Korea. They went through the really hard times with Korea, so they fought for their democracy, they fought for freedom, and this is the result they get. So they really love their country, they are very patriotic. So that's the old folks. So there's a huge divide right now between the old folks and the young folks. And of course the old folks are all on pension, they're receiving money in their retirement, they are very happy with their life here. So that's why there's no complaint from the old folks. They really love this country. But from the young folks particularly, not quite so. And in fact, a lot of the young adult Koreans that I knew when I first came, they are already overseas. They have already left to America, to Singapore, to New Zealand, to Australia. They already left to Canada as well. They already left. They really want out, and that's why right now there is this really big thing. Like learning English is a big thing right now. Speaking English, Koreans, they don't speak English well. Okay, so they really want to learn to speak English well right now, and that's why a lot of these kind of English speaking hapwon, which is tuition centers, are doing very well now, because to them they see this as a ticket out of the country to go work in some other foreign countries. And not just work, a lot of younger Koreans, they tell me that they don't like the education system here. Like if they do their masters or the doctorate here in Korea, they don't learn anything. They don't learn real skills. That's what they tell me, that you're just memorizing stuff. You're just trying to pass your exams. They're not learning anything real. That's why a lot of Koreans, they prefer to study overseas as well right now. So yeah, even though we foreigners, we really love Korea, we want to be here forever and everything, but to most young working Koreans right now, they don't really think of Korea in the way that we do. It's not, they don't look at Korea through the rosy lenses that we foreigners do, right? So I would say overall, I wouldn't say that they hate their country, they love their country. Because this is a country where their racial identity resides. You'll always be Korean, alright? So, but I would just say that most young people, they are disappointed with what's happening. Yes, I would say disappointment is the right word to use. They're disappointed with what's happening. They're disappointed with the way society has become, and a lot of them want out of here. Yeah. So that's what I see commonly. A lot of Koreans think about Korea, right? May not be 100%, but I think this is very close because I have met a lot of Koreans and they are giving me a lot of those same reactions. And yep, here a lot of young Koreans here. Yeah, I hope this video doesn't offend anybody. I'm just telling you guys what Koreans actually tell me. Okay, none of these are my own words. These are all what Koreans actually tell me because I've never worked. How would I know all this stuff? It's what Koreans themselves tell me. And what I've seen, a lot of my friends, my Korean friends, they have left Korea, and this is what they tell me as well. Alright? So if you're Korean, you want and you wish to add on to what I say, please post in the comment below. Right? If you're an overseas Korean right now, if you're already working overseas and you're Korean, would you mind sharing why you left Korea and what you think about Korea in the comments below as well, right? So I see you guys in my next video. Annyeong.